Hi, I'm Pete Lawrence, and this is the Countdown to Face Off. They're dangerous, you know. It's been a good rivalry. They've won the last two. We won the prior two. Um, so our seniors are 1-2. I think the goal here is for those guys to go out being 2-2. They got a great midfielder in Terry McKenna. I think he's one of the better middies in the Patriot League. Nice attackman in Clay Harmon. I think those are probably two of their more dangerous offensive guys. Based on seasons past, coming into this. But a lot of other good young guys that are contributing. I think they're a little bit younger team this year. Good defense, good goalie, really good freshman face-off guy. I think that's going to be a big challenge for Adam Yee at the face-off X. Short week, so they played Fairfield on Saturday. We obviously were up at UMass, so 2 days, non-conference game. And so I think it's really going to be about a matter of effort, more than, say a conference team that you play every year, even though we do play these guys every year, that maybe you put a little bit more into the game planning and things like that. I think when you have a short week like that, it tends to be a little bit more, as you've seen with like maybe a Quinnipiac game or something like that, where I don't think that was necessarily great game planning on either coaching staff's part. It was just more about who just made more plays, on that given day. And I think that's what tends to happen in a midweek game, So I think tonight, really more than anything, we need a great effort. I think if we get a great effort and ground balls, I think are key. That's I think if you guys are watching for something that, I think is a great indicator of the effort. Our first game we've lost that battle this year was UMass, So we were winning at the half, and obviously it was a close game, and then the game got away from us. And you'd say, well, how? We didn't win any of the ground balls, And so I think that'll be really our key to the game tonight is, win the ground balls, because I don't think it's always going to be, again, like a super polished lacrosse game. I think they'll know us pretty well. We know them pretty well, but there's just not enough time, to prepare to know every little detail about what they're going to do. And so guys are going to have to make good decisions on the fly. We're going to try and evoke Tough Guy Tuesday here. That's kind of been a tradition since I got here, We always give out like a tough guy top 3 or top 4, and really the toughness is, again, a measure of just the guys that we feel like give us the best effort, And so I think it's very appropriate, because I think that's, again, what it's going to be decisive, especially in this game, is those tough guy stats. And like I said, the tough guy stats to me are, sometimes the diving on the shot backups, the willing to, soak a shot or sacrifice your body, for the betterment of the team. And obviously, the face-off X is, where the most ground balls are, so I think it's going to be, again, a big challenge for Adam. But then, again, there's plenty of loose balls, 50-50 ground balls, and last year they beat us in that stat, and I think that's, again, why they had success last year. I think they had 11 more ground balls than us. And we tried to claw back, but, again, it's hard when you just have the ball a little less. And so I think, again, that'll be key for them as well. Well, I think the midweek games especially are the toughest to go on the road. Like, when we had to go to Brown, that was, and they played really well, not taking anything away from them, but I think that's hard to be in class all day and all of a sudden just get on a bus and now you got to just go play. And that's exactly what Holy Cross is going to be dealing with, They're going to have kids that have been in class until literally up till almost 4 o'clock, and then it's like, all right, quick refocus, and now, all right, now we're playing, And our guys have been in class all day too, but I just think I think that is the hardest game to prepare for. So it's better when it's at home and you don't have the bus ride and that type of thing. I think that's tougher. Midweek road games are tough. And then we're excited, as you made reference, to the home games coming up, and we get to kick off the conference this weekend with Binghamton, and it's nice. This year we have 3 of our, 5 conference games are at home. And so, it's nice, provided the weather gets a little nicer too, and I think that looks like that's in the forecast going forward. But we're really just trying to take it one game at a time. So right now it's really just let's get a W tonight, let's get to 5-4, and before we open up the conference. He's obviously very talented. I think he's working really hard to kind of keep developing as a player, and I think that was kind of lost, and I hadn't really realized it, I don't think, until Monday, that it actually had happened. I knew it was getting close. But I think it would have been different had we beaten UMass and he got his 100 points in a game you win. But it's like everybody's kind of feeling that sense of like, oh, this stinks, we lost. And so I really haven't even had a chance to like have that conversation with him. We've been talking, but it's been about other things, you know. I know he's aware of it because I had made reference to it prior, you know, that we were getting close. And, you know, I think if he keeps doing the hard work, he'll probably be past 150 points here in no time, you know. And I think he really has the potential. You know, I haven't looked closely at it, but I would think to be one of the greatest all time that have ever put on a uniform here. You know, the fact that he got here so quickly, you know, he has to be out of any of those. You know, you're making reference to he's the fifth. I don't know this to be a fact, but I'm gonna say he's the fastest to have gotten to the 100 points. You know, out of the other guys, that would be the Aidens, the Comps, you know, the Benders, you know, those type of guys. I'm guessing he got there a little bit faster. You figure we're only really halfway through the season right now. And so he's on pace to maybe have 60 to 70 points this year, you know. And so you'd say, oh, well, he does that this year and, you know, does one upset again next year, you know. I think he could be closing in on, you know, some of the greatest of all time that have played here, the Lemastros and the Kolowskis and the Baileys and some of those guys that I know are kind of up at the top of the list. So, but he's got a lot of work to do still, and I think he knows that too. He's still developing, like I said, but, you know, couldn't be happier for him and his family.